But then both parties, and I've brought up the idea of buying my own truck and leasing it to one party to the other. And both parties are like, why? That's fucking stupid. Why would you go out and have, I mean, what truck are you trying to buy? And it's like, well, I'm looking at this one. You know, if this company's not going to use it because they're not going to need an extra truck. They're going to need one other fucking truck and then that's it. And well, they're going to want $50,000 for that truck. That's too much. You just bought your wife a fucking $70,000 Suburban to run around it. What the fuck did you just say to me? Keep that in mind, but what the fuck did you just say to me? How does that Suburban, $70,000 in cost, justify you needing to buy it for her to fucking run around it? That Suburban doesn't pay for itself. It's costing you money. The vehicle I have is paid off. And it has been paid off for a couple of years, more than a few years now. It's almost 4 years now paid off. What the fuck does this pickup do to make money? It gets me to and from the job that I have. That's how it makes its money. It's paid for. It doesn't cost me anything except for a little bit of fuel. So I would say at most maybe $50 a week, if that. I would say 25 would be a really good guess. But you're trying to tell me that, you know, you have your wife a $30,000 Hyundai, whatever van it is, and then you have your wife a $70,000 Suburban, and this guy has his wife in a couple-year-old $50,000 Suburban, and all you motherfuckers want to tell me that is too much to buy a semi, to purchase a semi for, from which would be using to make money. Not sitting in the yard, not running back and forth to work, working. Yeah, sure. Okay. I don't know where you come up with your math. And no, I probably don't need a $50,000 truck. I really don't. But the one that I'm really wanting to look at, if the person that owns it would sell it or wants to sell it, and on that there's two fucking hands. On one hand, I know that this truck runs. Right now, if I had to take it from here to Canada and back, the truck would do it without a hiccup. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. It's had new batteries. It's got a new fan clutch on there. It's got air conditioning was just reworked. It's had a motor freshened up, I think, just a few years ago, and then it had a in-frame done, which like goes into some of the major internals. Aside from pulling out the crankshaft, it goes into the major internals without pulling the motor out. But that was done right about the time before we bought it. Probably, I think, 2,000 miles before we bought it. So, I mean, I know this truck is pretty much ready to go for at least another 300,000 miles, if not more. Let's just say that's bare minimum. I'm thinking 300,000 miles might be able to pay for this fucking truck, depending on. And granted, if I can take home, right now, if I can take home in a semi about what I'm taking home right now as far as hourly pay, I can sustain my bills. It's going to be a bitch and I'm going to complain about it, but I can sustain my bills. And then if I make more on top of that and I'm able to pay this truck off faster, then that allows me to further do other shit in my life that I need to get done, like paying rent on the house or paying these bills off or purchasing these for my pickup. Small little detailed shit that I just want fixed because it's bothering me that it doesn't work. Although it's not affecting the drive. It still goes from here to town perfectly fine. Fill it up with gas and it's good to go. But then on this hand, I know if I did buy that truck, it's going to leave this company over here without a reliable truck because the other one that they have is literally a motor falling out of it. Literally. I mean, I just looked into all that and it's going to cost $1,200 in parts alone, minimum. I'm pretty sure there's going to be another $200-300 in parts more needed to fix the hood, but that's just latches. So you're looking at $2,000 to fix that truck to get it to where it's ready for the season. And then aside from that, that thing's kind of a piece of shit, and it was paid $50,000 to buy it was purchased for $50,000. So it's like I can get one and pay $50,000 for it, or I can just go somewhere else and find another truck for about the same price. I don't know the history on it. I don't know what's been done to it. I don't know how well it's been maintained. It looks good in pictures, but you can make a turd look good in pictures. That doesn't that doesn't mean it won't stink. So, I mean, I really hate to be a dick to all these people, but I enjoy my job most days. It's fun. It's just the rest of the days when I see everybody else showing pictures at the lake and they're doing videos and they're sending Snapchats of them on the lake having fun with their family and barbecuing and fishing and just having a fucking gay old time. And I'm not able to do that because, for one, I'm stuck at work, guaranteed for at least another 4 hours, because we have to do this, this, and this, and this, and then we have to do this. That guarantees me, so there's that. And then also, if I don't do all these hours, I'm going to miss out on a paycheck, and that's how I earn my fucking living. And I'm to a point where I'm burnt out working every day of the week during the summer, and I'm burnt out on not being able to take a vacation. So on one hand, if I don't work every day of the week, I can't take a vacation. If I do work every day of the week, I can save up some money and take a vacation, but I can't take it until the latter months when it's cold. And I'm not sorry when I say I'm a warm-blooded type person. I like being out in the warm air. I like being around water, fishing, camping, swimming. I want to see baseball games live instead of watching them on fucking TV or just reading about them on social media. I want to go enjoy a fucking hot dog at a stadium or something like that. I want to go to a drag race, where they've got the big NHRA cars and I want to participate in some of these things, some of these hobbies. I wouldn't mind getting back into drag racing and having fun, even though, I'd probably be the slowest person out there. It's just starting out, but everybody's got to start at the bottom somewhere, unless you're just handed a $100,000 car and told to go race, but there's so much more to life than I want for myself than it to me appears that these people want. It appears that these people just want to put their family in a nice home and let them live a nice life, when in reality, I don't have anything here holding me back. Okay? I don't have a family. I'm not going to have a family. I definitely can't get married in this town. That's been an obvious not going to happen. I don't have any kids, and it's been very apparent that that's not going to happen either. Guaranteed. That is never going to happen. And I'm never going to get married. That's proven itself over and over, especially where I live. So my thinking is I can at least get myself established, my business established, and then from there, if I want to move, I can. There's nothing tying me here. I can pack up all my shit tomorrow and fucking head somewhere greener, somewhere warmer. I don't really give a shit, but as long as it's not here. And I think that has actually pissed the people off that I work with. And I'm not sure why. I simply don't understand. Now, I can understand if you have a love for what you do. And I'm pretty sure this guy flying an airplane and this guy running these chemicals loves what they do. They both love what they do. And don't get me wrong, some days it's pretty fucking fun. And you get to see some wild shit. But it's not wild and it's not fun enough for me to do every single day for the next 50 fucking years, or at least until I retire. It's not there for me. Not going to happen. So, once again with that, I have to consider. If I started driving for myself, or if I went off and did this, I got to come up with a company name. I'm going to have insurance. If it is a $50,000 truck or so, I'm going to be looking at payments that are going to be around $900 a month to, I would say, anywhere from $900 to $1,200 a month. Now, I know some loads that our company itself has taken recently from point A to point B paid $900 the one way. $900. That's, if I hauled two of those loads, that's a payment on the truck and $800 in my pocket. And then, so basically in 2 days worth of driving, I could make enough money to make my payment on this and pay my house payment, the rest of my other payments, or whatever it is that I have to pay for, and I wouldn't have to work the rest of the month. I can pick and choose when I need to work. I'd be able to take summers off or take a week during the summer off or whatnot. I've also got friends that drive. One of them says he drives 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So he drives for 2 weeks and he heads home. And he takes 2 weeks off. And he still brings in about 110, 112,000 like that a year. And around here, I'm definitely not anticipating on making that much. And then, of course, it all depends on how aggressive I am about finding these loads and tracking them down and being my own dispatch, which I really don't want to be my own dispatch. But I think that's what I'm looking at having to do. I'd sincerely rather not be my own dispatch. And I know plenty of other drivers in this, I know a couple other drivers in this area. His wife stays at home with their 2 kids, and what he drives just a little bit here and there, hauling harvest or some fertilizer or something like that with his truck has been more than enough to put him in a 5-bedroom home really well. I mean, he said he's really well off, and he makes decent money. His wife doesn't have to work, which is what he wanted, and he's not in a position where he has to stay away from home for long periods of time. He actually said that caused a lot of problems for him and his wife when he first started doing that, so he found a lot of local runs, and that put him in a position where he was still making as much, and he didn't have to stay out overnight. He said he's pretty much home every night. It's very, very seldom that he stays out in the truck. So I've got that going for me. I really don't want a sleeper truck, but I think it would be wise to, if you're going to buy one, you might as well buy one with a sleeper on it. I'm thinking something along the lines of like a coffin sleeper or something like that, because I'm not above living out of a suitcase, but I don't want to do it for long periods of time. Now, if for something unforeseen happens while I'm out there on the road delivering down here and I can't get a part till morning, at least if I have a sleeper, I won't have to sleep in the fucking truck in the driver's seat. I can just hop in the back, catch a couple hours of sleep, wake up when it's ready, and then go, So, I mean, there's that. I can get my fuel pretty cheap. I've been doing that for the past couple years, although, I mean, I haven't seen the long-term effects on it, but by way of understanding, the trucks we've had in the past are still on the road today, so, and we've since gotten rid of them, gotten in some newer trucks, and basically to where all of our trucks were same make and same engine. So there's that. Other than that, I mean, I really don't want to get into something 10 years old, older than 2000. I'm thinking maybe a 2006, 2007, and for multiple reasons. Number one, at least the truck I'm looking at, the make that I'm looking at, the interior is very comfortable to me. It's very known to me, and they're very simple made. They're very quiet on the interiors, very, very nice, really. And anything newer than that, you're really looking at getting into all the DEF, you're getting into this, you're getting into all that. And I don't know where that would put you as far as insurance-wise or I don't know how that's going to run. Although there is an opportunity to pick up a truck for about $35,000, maybe $40,000 right now. It's a 2012 KW. I think it is a W900. It's got a Caterpillar engine. It's been deleted, so it doesn't have all the DEF shit on there. I don't know how that works out as far as insurance purposes, things like that. But I mean, if I got really fucking picky right now, I may not ever be able to work for myself. And if I'm not picky enough, I'm worried that I'm going to get into a piece of shit. So anyway, I've got a prospect that I'm looking at in Dallas, and I've got one here. And I've seen that truck. It looks like it's really nice. It looks like it's been very, very well taken care of. And it's only got 500,000 miles on it. For 2012, I didn't figure that's too bad. The one that I'm looking at really wanting this day cab or day cab conversion is it's got 1.4 million on there. And that thing runs up and down the highway like it's called a dog. This other one that I'm looking at has got 1.2 million on it. And it's Caterpillar engine. It's pretty much the same thing except for an 18-speed. Both of which have, all three of these trucks have really good tires on them, but it's all a matter of this guy, if this guy sells this truck, and also if this guy's willing to cut me a break on this truck, or if he's not willing to ask as much. He's been holding the truck for a little while now, and depending on how stiff this dealership gets. Now, I've also heard or been told that sometimes one of the guys that I know has one of his friends that have actually been in the same position, except for, he said, this guy literally had nothing to his name, had a piece of shit car that he was broke down in all the time, had no house, no family, no nothing to his name, and went to buy here, pay here somewhere in Dallas or Fort Worth or something like that, and walked out of there with a truck and started hitting the fucking phone and picked up a couple jobs, and apparently now that guy owns 3 fucking semis, owns a big fucking house. I don't know what many much, but his wife and kids live there, and they fucking go on vacations all the time. Guy's got 5 fucking motorcycles, 2 fucking Can-Ams, all that shit. I don't know how true the story is. Once again, it's coming from a guy that I know that claims he has knowledge to this guy, but I don't know. I'm just, right now, I'm not thinking about it a whole lot. I'm just more or less agitated or aggravated at the fact that these people that I've worked with, you know, I've never stolen from them, never taken a dime from them. If they were, you know, giving me too much on a paycheck for reimbursement, I've told them, hey, look, that's too much. I only need this because this is all that was paid. And these people want to come back and say, you're going to pay too much for a truck. Yeah, keep fucking telling me that. Keep fucking telling me that. You're starting to fucking piss me off. And then don't talk shit on the way out because I didn't fucking automatically choose to go with you, because I don't know if there's going to be a bigger offer coming to the side of the table. I don't know if what I'm looking at prospecting from is going to have a bigger profit than both of you 2 offers together. I don't understand why people are getting pissed off that I'm trying to fucking go out and do something on my own. I don't understand why when I try to better myself, people get fucking pissed off about it. And the sad thing is that I guess the part that partially does piss me off is the people that are supposed to be, you would think, they're not supposed to be, but you would think that they're going to be more supportive of you than most of the other people you know. Most of the people that I know that drive have been really, really sourceful in fucking helping me figure out, hey man, I would keep this in mind, and you know, you ought to keep that in mind. And, hey, you know what, deaf, and hey, I didn't think about that. You know, I really don't want to get into all the fucking deaf shit. And you know, and then this guy says, you know, if you really know that truck and you've been driving it and servicing it, then you need to grab it. You know, that is high mileage, but right now the truck market's just not doing worth the fuck. Okay, a lot of these trucks, they're asking a lot for. I mean, I've seen a 1998 or some of them a 95. They look good, don't get me wrong, but some of these fuckers are asking $78,000 for these trucks, and I don't want a truck $78,000. Not right now. Maybe later, but right now I just can't see it justified. I cannot. A $50,000 one, it is less, but let's say if I got in this one that's $40,000 or whatnot, that gives me more room to work with on a trailer, because that's really what's going to bring in your money. Depending on what kind of trailer, depends on what loads you get. The truck can go versatile, but I don't know. There's so many fucking things that people are doing that are pissing me off when they're telling me that you don't need a truck that costs that much. Why not? Okay? It's my moneymaker. Just like a prostitute. That'd be like telling a prostitute you don't have to take care of your coochie. Okay? Why? Why would she not want to take care of her coochie? The more money she wants to make, she needs to keep that fucking thing clean, yeah? It's the same thing. I don't understand. I mean, I really thought that these people that I've been working with would show more support. And in fact, they've shown dick. That really makes me want to leave even more so. That tells me right there that in the future, any other time that I try to better myself, you're only going to fucking shoot me down over some chicken shit. That's the way I'm taking that. That's the way I am going to take that. Is anytime I try to better myself in the future, whether it's here or here, unless it was your fucking idea, you're going to shoot me down because it's not what you want from me. So fuck you. I feel like I'm only being held back by staying here.